Imagine finding a dusty old watch at a garage sale. One lucky person found a 1959 Breitling Navitimer at a local market for under $30. Forgotten for years, it seemed like junk. But this rare prototype had a rich history. Curiosity led the owner to an appraiser who recognized its significance. Authenticated and auctioned, the watch sparked fierce bidding. The $30 gamble transformed into a $60,000 payday, showcasing the power of tangible assets. When most people hear the word investing, they think of the stock market. They picture charts, graphs, and numbers flashing on a screen. They think about 401(k)s, index funds, and company shares. This is traditional investing, and it's a fantastic way to build wealth over time. It's reliable, it's accessible, and it's what most financial advisors recommend. You buy a piece of a company, and as that company grows, so does your money. It's a proven path to financial security. But it's not the only path available. There's another world of investing that's far more tangible and for some, far more exciting. This other path is luxury investing. It's about putting your money into physical items of exceptional quality and rarity. Think of things like classic cars, fine art, rare whiskeys, designer handbags, and high-end watches. These aren't just things you buy to use or enjoy. They are assets that can grow in value over time, sometimes dramatically. Unlike a stock, you can see, touch, and even use your investment. A classic Porsche 911 isn't just an asset on a spreadsheet, it's a beautiful machine you can drive on a sunny day. This physical connection is a huge part of the appeal for many people. So, what makes a luxury item an investment instead of just an expensive purchase? It all comes down to a few key factors: rarity, demand, brand reputation, and condition. A standard designer handbag might lose value the moment you carry it out of the store, but a limited edition Hermes Birkin bag, on the other hand, can sell for double its retail price on the secondary market. The difference is scarcity. There are more people who want one than there are bags available. This imbalance between supply and demand is what drives prices up and turns a beautiful object into a powerful financial tool. Understanding this market is crucial because it operates on different rules than Wall Street. It's less about quarterly earnings reports and more about cultural trends, historical significance, and the tastes of the super rich. The value of a Rolex isn't determined by the company's profits alone, but by its legacy, its association with success, and the meticulous craftsmanship that goes into every single piece. This essay will be your guide to this fascinating world. We'll explore the incredible rewards, the serious risks, and the practical steps you need to take if you're thinking about turning your passion for luxury into a profitable investment strategy. What separates a luxury investment from an expensive purchase? Luxury investing is the strategic acquisition of rare and desirable goods, expecting their value to increase. It's about unique stories, limited availability, and a history of appreciation. Think vintage Ferrari versus a new car. The core idea is scarcity meeting demand. Unlike stocks or money, nobody can make another 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Investment-grade luxury items are rare by nature. You're buying into a legacy, a brand that has proven its worth over generations. Luxury assets represent a piece of history, art, or unparalleled craftsmanship. One of the biggest draws of luxury investing is its tangible nature. This is where luxury investments shine. They are real physical objects that you can see, touch, and experience. This creates a unique connection and a different kind of satisfaction. The weight of a solid gold watch in your hand can feel incredibly reassuring. You're owning a piece of enduring quality. You can drive your classic car on a beautiful weekend. You can display a stunning piece of art that enriches your daily life. You also get to enjoy them in the meantime. However, this tangibility also introduces a new set of responsibilities. Physical assets need to be protected, stored, insured, and maintained. Because condition is everything when it comes to their final value. The world of luxury investing is, honestly, incredibly diverse, with several major categories that attract collectors and investors. Perhaps the most glamorous is the world of classic cars. We're not talking about just any old car, we're talking about automotive legends. Brands like Ferrari, Porsche, Aston Martin, and Bugatti have produced models that are now considered rolling works of art. A car's value is driven by its rarity, racing pedigree, originality, and condition. For example, a 1960s Porsche 911 with its original engine and a well-documented history can be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. It's a market fueled by pure passion and deep pockets. Another huge category is fine art. This has been a store of wealth for the ultra-rich for centuries. Investing in art means buying works by established artists whose pieces have a strong track record at auction. Think of names like Picasso, Warhol, or Basquiat. However, it's not just about the old masters. The contemporary art market can offer explosive growth, but it's also much riskier. The value here is determined by the artist's reputation, the significance of the specific piece, its exhibition history, and its overall condition. Authenticity is paramount, and the art world is notoriously opaque, making expert guidance absolutely essential for any serious investor. Then we have horology, the world of high-end watches. This is one of the more accessible entry points into luxury investing. Brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, and Audemars Piguet are the blue-chip stocks of the watch world. Their most sought-after models, especially limited editions or those with a unique history, often sell for multiples of their retail price on the secondary market. Factors like brand, model, rarity, condition, and whether it comes with its original box and papers all play a massive role in determining its investment potential. A vintage Rolex Paul Newman Daytona is a prime example of a watch that has become a legendary investment asset. Beyond these big three, there are many other niches. Fine wine and rare whiskey have become serious alternative assets, with certain bottles from top vineyards or distilleries fetching staggering prices at auction. Designer handbags, particularly from brands like Hermès and Chanel, have shown returns that outperform many traditional investments. Even rare sneakers from collaborations like the Nike Air Jordan 1 X Dior have become a subculture of their own, with collectors paying 5 figures for a pair. Each of these categories has its own unique market dynamics, expert communities, and rules for success. The key is to find a niche you are passionate about and willing to learn inside and out. So, you've found a luxury item you think might be a good investment. What makes it actually valuable? It boils down to 3 critical pillars: rarity, brand, and condition. Rarity is the most fundamental driver of value. True luxury assets are defined by their scarcity. A strong brand is like a quality guarantee. Brands like Patek Philippe, Hermès, or Ferrari have a built-in base of passionate collectors. The third pillar is condition. You could have the rarest item from the best brand in the world, but if it's in poor shape, its value will be severely compromised. These 3 pillars work together to create an item's investment potential. Understanding how to evaluate an item based on rarity, brand reputation, and physical condition is the most important skill you need to develop. Like the stock market, the luxury market has cycles, trends, and waves. Timing your purchase can impact your returns. Buying at the peak is risky. Understand and anticipate trends by doing your homework. Identifying trends early is where the real money is made. Buy when undervalued, not when popular. Market sentiment is influenced by the economy or pop culture. Patience is key. Luxury investments are long-term plays. Buy to hold, letting rarity compound. Be patient, and let the market waves work for you. Beyond the object itself, a powerful value driver is its story, called provenance. Provenance is the documented history of an asset's ownership. A complete chain of ownership proves authenticity. A great story can elevate an item from valuable to legendary, especially if owned by a famous person. For example, Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona sold for millions more than a standard version because of its story. The history of the item itself also adds immense value. Original documentation is critical. It builds the item's story. When evaluating an investment, investigate its past and verify its story. A great story increases value, but a fake one renders it worthless. Sophisticated investors buy the provenance knowing it's a potent source of enduring value. Let's get real. Luxury investing is a high-stakes game, and one of the biggest risks is volatility. Tastes change and luxury values are based on desire, not cash flow. When a recession hits, luxury items are often the first to be sold, causing prices to fall. Another major risk is illiquidity. It can be very difficult to sell your luxury asset quickly for cash. You can't just sell your classic Ferrari with a single click. Finding the right buyer can take months, even years. This makes it a poor choice for money you might need in the short term. Before buying, be honest about your financial situation and use capital you can afford to lock away for a long time. One of the most terrifying risks in the luxury market is the constant threat of fakes. The world of high-end goods is filled with incredibly sophisticated forgeries that can fool even experienced buyers. We're talking about super fakes, counterfeit watches, handbags, and artwork so meticulously crafted that they are nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. Buying one of these by mistake is a catastrophic error. The art world is also notorious for forgeries. This is why the old saying, "Buy the seller, not just the item," is a golden rule in this world. A seller who is reluctant to provide documentation is waving a giant red flag. Beyond outright fakes, you also have to watch out for what are known as Frankenstein items. Spotting a Frankenstein requires deep knowledge and a trained eye. Despite the risks, luxury investing offers rewards that go far beyond money. The right asset can outperform stocks or real estate, but the real value is personal, owning something rare and beautiful. Enjoyment, pride, and a sense of community come with these investments. Prestige follows, not just as a status symbol, but as a mark of taste and knowledge. The best part? When passion and profit align, you're not just investing, you're curating history. That's the true allure of luxury assets. Meet David, a comic book enthusiast who saw value where others didn't. He bought Action Comics #1 for $30,000, recognizing its rarity and cultural significance. As superhero movies exploded, demand for vintage comics soared. A decade later, David sold his comic for $300,000. His secret? Deep knowledge and patience in a niche market. Passion and expertise turned a hobby into a windfall. In luxury investing, niche expertise is your edge. Now let's see what happens when hype takes over. Mark, flush from crypto gains, jumped into trendy contemporary art without research. He paid $100,000 for a hyped artist's painting, expecting a quick flip. The artist's popularity faded and Mark struggled to sell, facing a huge loss. He'd speculated on buzz, not substance. The lesson? Don't chase trends, invest in what you truly understand. Hype fades, but knowledge endures. Alex bought a 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera RS for $50,000. Out of passion, not profit. He drove it, maintained it, and documented everything. As the market evolved, his car's rarity and condition made it a collector's dream. 2 decades later, he sold it for over $1 million. His success was built on love, expertise, and meticulous care. Invest in what you love, become an expert, and value originality. That's how passion becomes profit. Before investing, your best asset is research. Learn the market inside out. Details, history, and what drives value. Scrutinize every item, demand documentation, verify authenticity, and cross-check details. Always get an independent expert's opinion. Never skip this step. Plan your exit strategy before you buy. Know how and where you'll sell. Factor in costs, commissions, and timelines. Smart investors think about the end from the start. Diligence and planning turn passion into smart investment. You cannot succeed alone. Build your network by connecting with others who share your passion. Talk to people and learn from their experiences. Cultivate relationships with trusted experts. A reputable dealer, an appraiser, and a specialist for restoration. Patience is key. The perfect piece is worth waiting for. Have the discipline to walk away from a bad deal. Buy the seller first, then the item. Trust in the seller is your greatest security. So, we've journeyed through the exhilarating and often intimidating world of luxury investing. We've seen how a dusty garage sale watch can turn into a $60,000 payday, and how a forgotten comic book can become a six-figure asset. These stories are incredibly motivating. They show the amazing potential that lies in tangible assets where passion, knowledge, and patience can generate life-changing wealth. The allure is undeniable. It's the dream of turning your love for cars, watches, or art into a powerful financial tool. This is the ultimate reward that keeps drawing people into this high-stakes game, a world beyond simple stocks and bonds. However, we have also seen the other side of the coin, the cautionary tales that serve as a crucial warning. Remember the investor who lost a fortune chasing a hyped-up artist? Or the constant terrifying threat of sophisticated fakes that can render your investment completely worthless in an instant? These risks are very real and must be taken seriously. Luxury investing is not a shortcut to easy money. It is an illiquid, volatile, and opaque market that demands serious dedication. Without deep research, expert guidance, and a healthy dose of skepticism, you are simply gambling, not investing. And it's a gamble you are very likely to lose. This brings us to the most important point. The decision to enter this world is entirely yours. It's a personal choice that depends on your financial situation, your risk tolerance, and most importantly, your passion. You should never invest money you cannot afford to lose or money you might need in the next 5 to 10 years. This is a long-term game, but if you have the capital, the patience, and a genuine love for a specific category, it can be one of the most rewarding journeys you ever take. It allows you to build a portfolio that reflects your personality and interests, one that you can see, touch, and enjoy every single day. Ultimately, luxury investing is for the prepared, the patient, and the passionate. It is for the person willing to become a student of their chosen market, to build a network of trusted experts, and to prioritize authenticity and provenance above all else. If you do the work, you can mitigate many of the risks and position yourself to capitalize on the incredible rewards. It's about making smart, informed decisions, not emotional, impulsive ones. So, is it for you? Only you can answer that. But if you choose to take this path, do it wisely, do it carefully, and you might just find that your greatest passion becomes your greatest investment.